Okay, in this video we're taking a look at the core strategy of jiu-jitsu. All of jiu-jitsu from the most basic to the most advanced level is based on this three-step process. Let's take a look again. First, we close the gap. One, we get close to them, we tie them up. Two, we take them down. Here we use an outside trip, which for my money is kind of the strongest, easiest way to take down a bigger person. And then three, we step over into the mount, because from here it's next to impossible to lose a fight and next to impossible to win one for the bottom person. So let's go into some of the details here. So everything depends on your approach, your philosophy, and the situation. For me, I'd rather calm a situation down. We've had students use this hands up, passive stance, walking backwards. Notice we're not walking like martial artists here, we're walking casual. We've had students use this, and this aggressive person ended up no longer being interested. For me, that's better than having to get into a fight and then having to defend ourselves. So for what it's worth, that philosophy can be more efficient than the best technique. Now, the problem is they could always rush us. They could throw a haymaker. We could hit a wall. So we need to have an answer. But the hands being up is not only to try to diffuse the situation. My hands are also ready to protect myself with this helmet. So you'll notice one hand goes to the back of the neck, the other palm facing them, so that the broad part of our forearm is facing them and protecting our head. Our forearm pressed against our eyebrow, and we, step one, close the gap. So we drive into them. For training, I pull my elbow to the way so I'm hitting them with my forearm, but in real situation, you don't have to worry about that. We, step two, tie them up, and then probably the easiest takedown again is this outside trip. If you're facing them, we trap their heel with our toes, heel off the mat. We put our back knee on the ground, and then as our lead knee goes to the ground, their leg gets hyperextended, which forces their hip down to the mat. From here, we step over, get to the mount, and any number of options from here, but in this sequence, we see the opponent makes the mistake of just trying to get up, so they turn away to their elbow. We're going to cup their neck, lift our lead knee, our left knee in this case, which we can't see from this angle, and then this little pocket between their elbow and their knee, we slide our knee into, pull them all the way to the opposite side, trap their hand, and we go right away for rear naked choke. So again, hands up, try to diffuse, helmet, close the gap, outside trip, back knee down, front knee down, over to the mount, cup the neck, slide that knee in, pull them to the far side, and finish. And again, boom, boom. So the reason I say all of jiu-jitsu is based on this strategy is this is what allowed, if you guys know the Gracie challenge match history, like over the last 100 years, they've had, between dozens and hundreds of people come in and challenge them, martial artists of all sizes, styles, and this strategy is essentially what's allowed them to be so effective for so long. So if you had to protect yourself, you couldn't get away for whatever reason, closed space, child nearby, whatever, you really had to control someone, this is what I would use, though of course context dependent. I try to avoid having to at all costs.